Problems for the transgender movement if gender is not tied to biological sex, biological imitation, sexual dimorphic determinism, linguistic solipsism, and circular, meaningless definition. Against all these examples in which pronouns and words for males and females are taken to refer to biological sex, the advocate of the transgender movement would say, despite thousands of years of human usage in which pronouns and words for men and women were used to refer to the biological sex of a person, that pronouns should now be used to refer to a person's gender, whatever that is, not to their biological sex. On top of ignoring the totality of human history and the practice of most adults even in the present time, this change in meaning of basic pronouns and words has its own problems. First, if gender is determined by biological sex, and if it is impossible to change one's biological sex, then it follows that one cannot change one's gender. Pronouns, therefore, can't be detached from a person's biological sex, and there is no basis or reason to change the normal usage of pronouns and words for men and women. That would mean that we should continue using pronouns and other sex-specific words as they have been used in the whole of human history to refer to a person's biological sex. If pronouns referred to gender rather than biological sex, then as long as gender were attached to biological sex, it would still be a lie to use a pronoun that did not agree with the respective person's biological sex, and it thus would still be morally wrong and neither loving nor kind nor respectful to the person involved to use that pronoun to refer to that person. Problem number 1. Biological imitation. If, as advocates of the transgender movement contend, gender is indeed a social construct completely detached from biological sex, then the movement faces an internal inconsistency and also an insurmountable problem. The inconsistency is that, in practice, those in the transgender movement do not believe what they claim. Those biological males who transition to being female, quote-unquote, almost invariably seek to imitate the biological characteristics of biological females, in addition to their social characteristics. They get surgery to augment their chests, top surgery, or have genital/bottom surgery. Aside from the fact that such mutilation of the body does not make a male truly female, or vice versa, the problem of such a pursuit is that it gives the lie to the claim that a gender is completely detached from biological sex. If being quote-unquote female is completely unconnected from the biological characteristics of having breasts and a vagina and vulva, and unconnected from the social characteristics of wearing dresses and lipstick and makeup, there is no reason apart from statistical frequency why the person claiming to be quote-unquote female should seek surgery for fake breasts and a fake vagina rather than faux imitations of the anatomical features of animals. Why breasts and not the stubby horns of a royal antelope implanted onto the skull? And why a vagina instead of a deer's bushy tail surgically attached just above the rear end? The same questions hold true for dresses and a makeup and a lipstick. Why look to those customs of the biological female instead of drawing inspiration from the animal kingdom or doing nothing at all? The fact that most transgender persons imitate the biological and the social characteristics of biological females, if born a man, is their clear acknowledgement that the characteristics of a woman are in fact the characteristics of biological females, which is to say that being female is tied to biological sex, that having a female gender is tied to biological sex. The transgender movement vehemently denies this, but that is what is involved in so-called transitioners mimicking biological females' bodily features and social characteristics.
Thank you for listening. Credible Faith is a global missions-minded apologetics ministry with content available in 7 different languages across 7 websites: German, Russian, Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and English. If you would like to support the global apologetics work of Credible Faith, go to crediblefaith.org and click on the donate icon. If you would like me to give an apologetics workshop or participate in a debate at your university, or if you would like me to give a Great Commission missions conference or apologetics conference at your church, get in touch with me through the Contact Us section of the Credible Faith website. You can also submit a request through the website to get Credible Faith's monthly email. If you are a native speaker of Russian, German, Italian, French, Spanish, or Portuguese, and if you notice that an essay from the English website is not available on the Credible Faith website for your language, feel free to get in touch with me about translating the essay, and I would read through your translated material for quality control and the desire to see content from the essay made available in your language. Thank you for listening, and have a great night.